there's so there isn't a whole lot of homework effort. I know it's not easy, but you guys just have to get over this hurdle. Like, or if you feel stuck, and use Discord, ask me questions. I don't want to keep checking the notebooks and find like almost no attempt. Like if you're getting stuck, I really need to know how exactly are you stuck. Otherwise, uh, there's there's basically no progress, right? Or at least I cannot tell. So maybe um, we will take some time and for you guys to let me know what was challenging. Maybe some of the things, maybe just not particularly with this homework, maybe what's difficult about Python or programming in general. Maybe we'll take some time and maybe I can try to use today's class to help you guys just get more familiar with Python. Really, the spotlight's on you, all of you.
So how you want to do this? Like a little question and answer, or they'll tell you what their problem with the stuff is?
I mean, okay, if I have to, I'll just call the students by the order that they show up on my screen.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll start with the Matthew. So can you maybe just spend some time, just tell me what do you find challenging about homeworks in general or Python?
Are you there, Matthew?
Yeah. So I'm not really getting much problems. I think when I like try, I just like not exactly sure how to I believe it was to shorten the time. And I was trying a few ways, but like I'm not sure.
Okay, Tia.
There? Are you there? Can you hear? All right, we'll come back to there.
Okay, Caitlin.
Okay,
The
so
question. Yeah, go ahead.
so the thing I'm finding a bit challenging about the homework is that this might just be me because I'm still kind of new to the whole Python thing and just coding in general. But I having problems trying to remember like formulas and terms and what goes where exactly, and like what name should I use for each thing, I guess. So that's my issue. But that just might be a me thing and unfamiliar to coding.
Okay, got it. Kadir.
For me, sir, one thing I find challenging is that I am not really good at coding, and I do not tend to memorize the code properly, sir.
You're very low. I couldn't hear. I couldn't hear you very well. Sorry.
Okay. One thing I find challenging is that I don't really memorize the code properly. So I try to do the homework as best as possible to see if I understand it in the next class.
Tia. Okay. Okay. How about the Glory? If you can share a few major challenges that you face with coding or Python in general, something perhaps that stopped you, kind of a roadblock from you doing the homework or any other assignment.
Guys, you can unmute and talk, because as I said before, when we're sharing and when we're going on like this, it's kind of hard to read the text and see exactly what you're saying at the same time. Yes, we gotta move on.
Okay, that's cool. That's okay. So that's the link. So come to the link. It's a blank sheet. So what I don't want is just like I want you guys to learn something, like really build a foundation in Python from this class. That okay, you've learned something that you're not going to forget, and you can repeat this, and you can build up other more Python from that. Like what I don't want is if I ask, do you guys understand? And everybody says yes. And then I move on to the next topic. I feel like, okay, homework 1, homework 2, we spend time and I try to explain it as much as I can. But maybe that's too much. Do you understand? Like I really want you guys to have something real that you take from this class. Because otherwise it's like a YouTube channel. You understand? Like there's no for the most part, these YouTube channels are just these YouTube celebrities talking. And there's no substance, there's no nutrient, no substance to them. Like it really, if you don't learn anything, then this is as good as like a general YouTube channel. You know what I mean? And I don't want that. I want this to be educational. And for that to happen, like learning needs to happen and not just like an instantaneous spark, like a long-term understanding. Do you understand where my motivations are? So with that said, let's dive in to Python. Maybe so really try to I don't know how we can do this, but yeah. Yeah, I just created. I don't know if we all can edit at the same time, but yeah, how many of us are here?
Well, it's five, five students.
Okay, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I even have 6. Okay, I'll use this for myself. I mean, you guys can pick any of these code to follow along with me. Okay. I don't know if Deep Note allow all of us to write code at the same time, but let's try. So Python, what it is, it's a way for us to tell computers to run calculations, right? Even basically text, filtering text. If you dig to the bottom of that, that's math also, right? Because every letter, like the A is associated with a number. So it's kind of a lookup. So for example, I think we can do this. Okay, sorry. It's a different thing. It's called ORD. It's this. Okay, see, A's equivalent number is 97, and you can do this with all the letters, right? L is 76. Right, but that's not the you guys don't have to pay that much attention about this ORD and the letter. My point is all of the data that we can generate and put into a computer can basically see all of them as a number. So all the things that may not look like calculations to us humans, it's calculations to the computer. And programming is writing a list of calculations to the computer so that you can make it do things you want. For example, do you guys know how factorials work? Don't mute yourself. Really speak. Work with me here. Come on, get some energy up. You guys know how factorials work?
I don't, sir.
Okay, factorial. It's basically this, right? It looks like this in mathematics. So 5 factorial means 5 multiplied by 4 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 1. That's 5 factorial. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, factorial, right? So this is 5 factorial, and this translates to 5 multiplied by 4, multiplied by 3, multiplied by 2, multiplied by 1. Okay? So we're going to try to write a function to perform factorial for us. And guess what it's going to be called? Factorial. And it takes one input number, which is an integer. Factorial can only be performed on integers. That's not mathematically true, but for us, yes, for now. So how would we do this? But now that you know, so you have to think in general terms, right? So this number can be anything, right?
Yes, sir.
So to start, how would we even get this list? Like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Anybody?
Sir, may I actually repeat the question, please?
How would you approach this? Like how would you write a Python function to calculate factorial? But let me ask the question. Okay, what does this function return? Like what is 5 factorial? I know one of you is good in math, right? Some of you is good in math. Like what's 5 factorial? Can you calculate it? It's look at the top block. I've written what factorial is. Factorial, 5 factorial is 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. And 3 factorial is 3 times 2 times 1, right? 10 factorial is 10 times 9 times 8 times 7 times 6. Okay, you guys know what factorials are? So I'm asking, so what is 5 factorial? $120,
Sir,
yeah, great.
I think
Yeah.
Hold on, Tony.
Okay.
Glory's a little bit confused between factorial. Just like a factorial is like a number you calculate it by
Factorial
a specific number.
It's a
It's a number
It's a-
divided by multiplied by a specific number. Am I correct?
Right. Right. So there's a very specific way to calculate the factorial of a number. Like for 5, you just reply. It's 5 multiplied by 4 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 1. So you can see the descending, right? So you keep, and obviously factorial only works on positive numbers.
Different from a number factor.
Right, it's not factor. So
Yes,
today, let's
the
just
opposite.
focus on factorial, right? So that everyone, so yes, 5 factorial is 120. And what is 120? A number, right? So if we define factorial and the input, let's say the number, if we input 5, we should expect 120, right?
There you go, Tia. That's it.
So this value is a number also, okay? So whenever you write a function, you have to be very clear about what. Glory, are you okay? Do you understand what factorials are? It's just a math formula. 5 factorial is 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. And 3 factorial is 3 times 2 times 1. Right? That's, yeah, okay, great. Okay, good. So how would you do this in Python, in computers? So when you write a function, you have to be immediately, that's the first thing you should be aware of, is what it's going to return. So it has to return something. Okay? So ideally, I mean, this is going to break. If I print factorial 5, it should print 120, but it's not going to print 120. It's going to give me this error because we haven't told Python what is value. We have to calculate it. So here, this is my question. How would you try to do this? How would you do this in Python? Actually, I'm going to erase this. Yes, we need to use a loop. Yes. Okay, good. Loop is good. Yes, but what is the loop? Right, right. What is the loop? How would you loop? Now that you know how to calculate what's the formula for factorial, how would you write this Python loop to calculate factorial?
No takers? What do we do this?
Caitlin is doing it. She's getting very warm. She's very, very warm. I like that. run your code. See what Python does. I mean, yeah, okay. When you're done, you know how to run this code, right? Okay, so I can tell you, you cannot assign an integer to a loop. And you cannot assign a variable to a loop. It doesn't work. So try to fix it. You cannot assign a variable to nothing either. So yeah. Okay. Now try running it. Okay, good. Do you know why? Because you cannot have a loop that do nothing. So try to make the loop do something. But you're definitely in the right track. This is pretty much the loop. You just need something inside and something before it. Yeah, also getting close. Good, I like that. I like this a lot. Okay. When you're not sure, I would not worry about value for now, but print I, so you can see what I. All right, so this is what you have, right? For I in range, which is good. You remember the +1, very good. So if you're not sure, I think you can print I. I think this will still run. It just won't. Okay, so you see it prints 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? You are close, right? It just doesn't know how to return. Okay, so what we need to do is, you see how, even though I've defined it from 5 going downward, you can definitely go from 1 upward. But you have to, your value have to start somewhere, right? And since we're doing multiplication, we can just start from a neutral number 1. So in your loop, you can do value is equal to value times I, and that will do the factorial calculation. There we go. Is that making sense to you guys?
Yes, sir.
So obviously this won't work if I start with the value is equal to 0, because then factorial of everything is going to be 0, right? So Tia, remember you have to, Python forces you to indent the code inside the for loop. If you don't, Python doesn't know you want those codes to run just press tab. Right, so Python knows everything here. I'm just going to write something. Right, but if so, all of these will happen in the loop. Actually, so I don't even know what's going to happen here. Interesting. Oh, I see. Because we start from 0. Right, but you see, it's because it happens inside the loop. Now, if I move this outside the loop, see, now it's outside the loop. So now it will be, it will make more sense this way, because we run value in our loop, which calculates 120, and then when it comes out of the loop, before we return it, we subtract 1 from value, right? So 5 doesn't return 120 anymore. You guys see that? So that's the difference between having this in a loop and not in the loop. So that's how Python is. They call this scope. Oh, Tia, you cannot do that. Everything inside the function also have to be tapped in. That's why everything needs to be tapped in one step. Right, and your value calculation, right? Okay, now you have gotten it. Okay, so what if I did give you this definition for a combination? So a combination takes two numbers, combination of 10 and 5 is equal to you guys see that definition? The combination takes two numbers and it also returns the number just like factorial. And combination's definition is the first number's factorial divided by the second number's factorial. Okay, that will be your homework for today. Write this function, write combination.
Hey guys, I'm sorry I can't stick around till the end. I really have to go. So
Okay, we are wrapping up here.
okay.
Okay, so your job is to write this. You can just do your homework in this sheet where you're working. Make sure you write your name on top so I know who is who. Yeah, I'll write my name here. Okay, so just write your name on top. Write this function, combination. Okay, the definition is exactly that. Okay, write that function. That'll be your homework. Okay, so are we good? We understood everything today?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. All right, good luck on the homework.
Thank you, sir.
See you guys next week.
Bye, sir.
Yes,
Have a good
sir.
Yeah,
Bye.
bye.